Sit back and enjoy an hour of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started.
Reborn babies are hyper-realistic dolls made of vinyl or silicone, designed to resemble real newborns. There are different types, ranging from basic models to handcrafted pieces with a high level of detail. Prices vary depending on the material and finish. The simplest ones can cost between $100 and $300. However, the most realistic handmade models can exceed $1,000. These dolls are popular in collecting, emotional therapy, and art. Their realism includes weight, texture, and detailed painting. The S20 Intelligent Vest is a protective device designed for older adults or people at risk of falls. It features sensors that detect body movement in real time. When a fall is identified, it activates an airbag that deploys in less than 1/10 of a second. It protects vulnerable areas such as the back, hips, and neck. It is reusable, operates with a rechargeable battery, and can connect to a mobile application. It is sold online for around $999. In Germany and Austria, there's a traffic practice called Rettungsgasse, which consists of forming an emergency lane in case of a traffic jam. Drivers in the left lane move to the left, while the others move to the right, creating a free central corridor. This action does not depend on a visible ambulance being present, but is carried out preventatively. The measure is regulated by law and aims to facilitate rapid access for emergency vehicles. In the United States, cases have been documented of spiders capturing small snakes, especially in regions such as Florida. The black widow is one of the species capable of doing this, although it does not have a specific preference for reptiles. This behavior is rare but real, and occurs when snakes become trapped in the web. The gum wall is located in Post Alley, beneath Pike Place Market in Seattle. It is a wall of about 49 feet, covered with chewed gum. The tradition began in 1993 with people waiting in line to enter the market theater. Although it was cleaned several times, in 1999 it became a tourist attraction. Today, it is considered a piece of spontaneous art and is also listed among the most bacteria-covered places in the world. Its colorful appearance and history make it unique. The so-called four-tailed moth is the male of Creatonatos gangus, a species in the Arabidae family. Its extensible structures are not tails, but organs called coromata that emit pheromones to attract females. This behavior occurs during mating and depends on the larval diet. The coromata develop more if the larva has consumed specific alkaloids. The species inhabits regions of southern and eastern Asia, as well as northern Australia. Recorded in Golfito, Costa Rica, this caterpillar of the genus Hemeroplanes is known for its remarkable mimicry. When it feels threatened, it expands the front end of its body to simulate the head of a viper, with false eyes and defensive movements. It is not venomous and poses no danger to humans. It is the larva of a nocturnal moth from the Sphingidae family. Its distribution ranges from Mexico to Brazil, including areas of the Amazon. The popping of a popcorn kernel has been recorded in slow motion. When it reaches about 356 degrees Fahrenheit, the internal pressure of the kernel exceeds the strength of its shell. This causes a rapid explosion that transforms the kernel into popcorn. Recordings at 30,000 frames per second allow the process to be observed in detail. The starch can be seen expanding from the core. The phenomenon occurs in fractions of a second. The katana is a curved sword of Japanese origin associated with samurai, whose modern form was established between the 14th and 16th centuries. Katana cutting competitions, known as tamishigiri, evaluate a practitioner's technique when cutting objects such as bamboo or rolled tatami mats. Common mistakes include poor posture, lack of strength, or imprecise movements. The art of drawing and cutting with precision is called iaido, formerly developed during the Edo period. The practice requires discipline, body control, and knowledge of the sword. The so-called albino peacock is actually a white variant of the Indian blue peacock, Pavo cristatus, resulting from a genetic mutation known as leucism. This condition prevents pigmentation in the feathers, although the bird does produce melanin, so it is not albino in the strict sense. Its white plumage has been selectively bred since the 19th century through directed crossings. It is not a separate species, but rather a genetic form maintained by breeders. It retains the same physical and behavioral characteristics as blue specimens. Its visual rarity has made it an ornamental attraction. When a diver ascends too quickly after breathing compressed air, they can suffer from decompression sickness. This occurs because nitrogen accumulates in the tissues under pressure and forms bubbles as pressure decreases. Symptoms include pain, paralysis, or even death in severe cases. Treatment involves placing the patient in a hyperbaric chamber for recompression. This risk is common in deep dives without decompression stops.
The Japanese Nikon Coolpix camera and its higher-end model P1000 features super zoom capabilities that allow capturing images of objects located several kilometers away, such as mountain peaks. These cameras reach focal lengths equivalent to approximately 79 or 118 inches depending on the model. Nikon is recognized for its high-precision optical engineering.
The artwork Love is in the Bin by British artist Banksy partially self-destructed in October of 2018. This happened immediately after it was sold at auction for approximately 1.2 million euros. A hidden mechanism in the frame shredded half of the canvas, turning the act into part of the artwork. In 2021, it was resold for 21.25 million euros. This price set a record for a Banksy work. In Japan, there are barbecues that use volcanic stone as a cooking surface, capable of reaching up to approximately 662 degrees Fahrenheit. This method allows cooking wild boar, venison, and chicken. Locally forged mushrooms are also used. The stone retains heat more than a metal pan, which usually reaches up to around 482 degrees Fahrenheit. The Rally Finland, formerly called the Rally of the Thousand Lakes, is held in Jyväskylä and is one of the fastest in the world. Its wide curves and fine gravel roads allow average speeds exceeding about 75 miles per hour. The official record was set by Jari Matti Latvala in 2015 at approximately 78 miles per hour. Drivers memorize the course and rely on a co-driver who calls out the notes. This technique allows them to anticipate each turn without needing to see it. Some species of fish practice mouth brooding, a strategy in which parents protect their offspring inside the mouth. Both males and females can perform this function, depending on the species. At signs of danger, the young swim back into the oral refuge. This behavior is observed in fish from South America, Central America, Africa, and Southern Asia. In certain cases, catfish species deposit eggs near mouth brooders, which pick them up by mistake. These eggs hatch earlier and can consume the legitimate offspring. Recorded in Mexico, this is a tlacuache, also known as the North American opossum, carrying 5 young on its body. These marsupials are harmless and fulfill important ecological roles. When they feel threatened, they can play dead, a behavior called thanatosis. They also emit a foul-smelling liquid as a defense. Their natural range extends from southern Canada to northern Costa Rica, although some reports also place them in Venezuela. They are nocturnal and opportunistic animals. In urban areas, they often adapt easily to human presence. In Tokyo, Japan, the police have developed drones equipped with nets to intercept illegal drones in restricted areas. This technology emerged after incidents such as the landing of a drone carrying radioactive material at the Prime Minister's residence in 2015. Police drones use a suspended net to capture other drones in midair. The maneuver avoids damage to the surroundings and enables a rapid response. The underwater waterfall of Le Morne in Mauritius is an optical illusion, visible only from the air. It is located on the southwest coast of this island in the Indian Ocean, east of Madagascar. The phenomenon is caused by ocean currents that carry sediments over a submarine slope. This creates the appearance of a waterfall plunging into the depths. At Lynden Pinling International Airport in the Bahamas, an unusual scene was recorded when a broken suitcase released dozens of live crabs in the baggage area. The incident was filmed by witnesses and went viral on social media. The animals quickly scattered along the conveyor belt, causing surprise among those present. Badara Waterfall is located in the Tanarine region of Mount Lebanon and falls into the Bala Sinkhole, a Jurassic limestone cave known for its 3 superimposed natural bridges. The waterfall, visible mainly during the spring snowmelt, drops between approximately 295 and 328 feet, although the entire gorge measures around 837 feet. The geological formation was shaped by water erosion over millions of years. The most well-known upside-down house in Germany is in Trassenheide, on the island of Usedom, and was built in the year 2008 as a tourist attraction. Usedom is an island shared by Germany and Poland, located in the Baltic Sea. The structure simulates an inverted home with furniture and decorations on the ceiling. Other similar houses exist in Szymbark, Poland, and in Orlando, United States, as part of the Wonderworks Park. These constructions usually serve artistic or tourist purposes. The hairy frogfish, scientifically called Antennaria striatus, inhabits tropical waters of the Indian, Atlantic, and Pacific Oceans. Its body is covered with filaments that resemble hair, allowing it to camouflage effectively among corals and sponges. It can reach up to about 10 inches in length and has a proportionally large mouth that expands rapidly to engulf prey of similar size. It uses a lure-like appendage to attract its victims, making it a highly specialized ambush predator. The butterfly known as the deadleaf belongs to the species Gastropacha quercifolia. It inhabits regions of northern and eastern Europe and Asia, especially temperate forests. Its camouflage is remarkable. When it closes its wings, it mimics the shape and color of a dry leaf. This adaptation allows it to evade predators very effectively. Although it is often active at twilight hours, it is not strictly nocturnal. The Dumbo octopus belongs to the genus Grimpotheuthis and inhabits deep waters between approximately 6,500 and 16,400 feet in depth. Its average size is about 8 to 12 inches, although specimens of nearly 6 feet 7 inches have been recorded. It is characterized by ear-like fins that it uses to move gently. It is carnivorous and feeds on worms, crustaceans, and mollusks. Its gelatinous body allows it to withstand the extreme pressure of the deep sea. It is one of the most distinctive species discovered in abyssal zones. In Utrecht, Netherlands, the largest bicycle parking facility in the world is located next to the central station. It has 3 underground levels and an official capacity of 13,500 spaces. It was designed to facilitate quick and safe access to public transportation. The Netherlands leads the world in bicycle use per capita. Germany and Denmark also rank among the countries with the highest usage. In Japan, a facial treatment using live snails was offered at a salon in Tokyo. It involved allowing the snails to crawl over the face to apply their slime directly. This substance contains antioxidants, proteins, and hyaluronic acid. It was claimed to help hydrate the skin, remove dead cells, and reduce signs of aging. Baby cobras are born with fully functional venom glands. From the moment they hatch, they can use venom to defend themselves or hunt. Although their venom is effective, its potency and volume increase with maturity. Some snake species are indeed born fully armed. The baby cobra is ready to survive from the very first day. In Virginia, United States, there's a farm that houses giant busts of 43 former United States presidents. These sculptures were part of President's Park, an open-air museum located in Williamsburg. The park closed in the year 2010 due to a lack of visitors. The heads, created by artist David Atticus, were going to be destroyed. A local businessman named Howard Hankins decided to rescue them. He moved them to his rural property to preserve them. Today, they remain there, deteriorated but intact. During a pit stop in a road racing event in Australia, an unusual scene was recorded. A mechanic was hitting the bent hood of a race car to try to fix it quickly. In motorsports competitions, teams make improvised adjustments to keep the vehicle on the track. This experiment shows how a leaf can move across water thanks to a difference in surface tension. A rigid leaf and liquid ink are used, not for writing, but to alter the water's tension. The ink reduces surface tension in the area where it spreads, generating a push that moves the leaf. Surface tension is a force that keeps molecules on the surface of a liquid cohesive. When that balance is disrupted, movement occurs. Tardigrades, known as water bears, are microanimals that measure between approximately 2/1000ths of an inch and about 7/100ths of an inch. They are characterized by their ability to enter cryptobiosis, a state that allows them to withstand extreme conditions. In this state, they can survive the vacuum of space, pressures of up to about 5.8 million pounds per square inch, and temperatures ranging from approximately -454 to 284 degrees Fahrenheit. They can also live more than 10 years without water. Recorded in the United States, this is a drag bike race, or motorcycle acceleration race. These machines reach extreme speeds over very short distances. Top fuel category bikes use pure nitromethane as fuel without mixing it with gasoline. Thanks to their power, they can exceed 248 miles per hour in less than 6 seconds. Their design resembles rockets due to the explosive force of the engine. Safety and mechanical precision are essential to control such speed. The Monster Building is a residential complex located in Quarry Bay, Hong Kong, composed of 5 interconnected buildings constructed in the 1960s. It is known for its high residential density and compact architecture. The complex houses approximately 2,243 apartments, distributed in blocks of up to 18 floors. It is estimated that around 10,000 people live there, which is equivalent to about 4 or 5 residents per unit. In Ankara, Turkey, the company Let Vision developed a robotic prototype called Letrons. This vehicle can transform into a robot via remote control, imitating the style of Transformers characters. Although it can move and perform mechanical gestures, it is not functional as a conventional automobile and has no space for a driver. The project was conceived as a technological demonstration. Its design includes head movement, articulated arms, and visual effects. Blue butterflies of the genus Morpho inhabit areas from Mexico to Brazil, including regions such as Costa Rica. They are known for the metallic shine of their wings, produced by microscopic structures that reflect light. Their wingspan usually reaches between approximately 3 and 6 inches. They live in humid tropical rainforests and are more visible during the daytime. Their flight is erratic and serves as a visual defense against predators. Recorded in Slovakia, this is the Aeromobil 3.0, a prototype flying vehicle developed by the company Aeromobil. It has capacity for 2 passengers and can travel on roads at about 99 miles per hour. In the air, it reaches speeds close to 124 miles per hour. Its aerial range is around 435 miles. It uses conventional gasoline and is designed to take off from short runways. Although its commercialization has been announced, there is no official confirmation of its exact launch date.
The bark of a tree opens and closes as if it were breathing. In reality, it is a tree on muddy ground and the wind is moving it. It is very likely that the trunk has given way due to the movement, breaking it in half.
The dragon skull shown is a decorative sculpture painted with thermochromic pigment, a material that changes color with heat. This type of powder is used in art and crafts to create reactive visual effects. The brand Solar Colored Dust sells pigments of this type, and their online price usually runs around $15 per packet. The pigment contains microcapsules that modify their structure depending on temperature. Cahill's Crossing is a vehicular ford over the East Alligator River in Kakadu National Park, Australia. It is known for the presence of saltwater crocodiles that gather there during the dry season. The crossing can be partially submerged depending on the tides, making it dangerous. The safest time to cross by vehicle runs from July to November. Crossing on foot is strictly discouraged due to the risk of attacks. The site attracts tourists because of the high visibility of crocodiles hunting fish. Authorities warn of the danger and recommend extreme caution. The reindeer cyclone was recorded in Lovozero, in the Murmansk region of Russia, by photographer Lev Fedoseyev using a drone. This defensive behavior occurs when reindeer run in circles to protect calves and females in the center of the group. The formation makes it difficult for a predator to identify an individual target. It has been speculated that the drone may have triggered the reaction, although this is not confirmed. This experiment shows how a stone can generate sparks when placed on a metal plate connected to an electrical source. If the stone contains minerals with high conductivity, such as pyrite or hematite, it can react upon contact with the current. The sparks do not come from the stone itself, but from the electric arc that forms due to a difference in potential. The Finisterres Wall, also called Roques de la Vila, is located in Aragon, Spain, within the Montsec mountain range. It is formed by 2 vertical alignments of limestone rock shaped by geological folding and erosion. These structures date back to the late Cretaceous, about 56 million years ago. At that time, America and Asia were separate continents, although partial connections existed between North America and Eurasia.
Coquina clams, scientifically known as Donyx variabilis, are small bivalve mollusks that inhabit sandy beaches in the southeastern United States, especially in Florida, where they have been widely documented. They live buried near the surface and react to the movement of waves by opening their shells to feed through filtration of microorganisms and organic particles suspended in the water. This behavior is typical of species adapted to intertidal zones. Australian motorcyclist Robbie Madison managed to surf ocean waves using a modified motorcycle. The bike, an adapted KTM, had front skis and a rear wheel with a track-like tread. This system allowed it to move over water without an additional turbine. Propulsion depended on the rotation of the rear wheel, which required great precision and balance. The Goose Creek Tower is located near Willow, Alaska, and was built by attorney Philip Paul Widener as a cabin that grew vertically without formal plans. The structure was raised floor by floor until reaching approximately 184 feet in height, just below the limit allowed by civil aviation.
The tower is still under construction and has no defined use. Its irregular design and remote location have turned it into an architectural curiosity. The International Kite Festival of Berck-sur-Mer in France has been held every year since 1987 on the Opal Coast. It brings together teams from around the world that perform synchronized flights and choreographed routines. The French team regularly participates with aerial precision displays. The event is recognized for its scale and quality. Arabidopsis thaliana was the first plant to have its genome fully sequenced and is used in genetic research. The Glowing Plant Project, led by American bioengineer Anthony Evans, sought to create bioluminescent plants through genetic engineering. Genes from bacteria such as Vibrio fischeri were introduced to induce luminescence in Arabidopsis. The plants managed to emit faint light, although without significant practical applications. The Renault FT was a French light tank developed in 1917 and is considered the first with a rotating turret on tracks. It is exhibited at the Armored Vehicles Museum in Saumur, France, and had capacity for 2 crew members, a driver and a gunner. Its ignition was manual, using a crank, and its maximum speed was approximately 4.3 miles per hour. It participated in the First World War and in the Spanish Civil War on both sides. Its design influenced later generations of armored vehicles. The rotating house around the sea is located in North Rustico on Prince Edward Island, Canada. It was designed to offer constant ocean views from all its rooms through slow, continuous rotation. A full rotation takes approximately 45 minutes and is almost imperceptible. The wiring, drainage, and service systems are centralized to allow movement without interruptions. Its structure was conceived as a residential and tourist innovation. In some architectural projects, fake staircases and railings have been used as decorative elements. Although they serve no practical function, they can add visual rhythm and reinforce the aesthetics of a space. This resource has been used in museums, stores, and shopping centers, although it is neither common nor standardized. In Hildesheim, Germany, an interactive traffic light called ActiWait was installed that allows pedestrians to play digital ping pong while waiting for the green light. The system was developed by students from HAWK University as part of an urban design project. The game only works if there is another person on the opposite side of the crossing, encouraging interaction. Its main goal is to make the wait more pleasant and promote respect for traffic signals. Snails move using muscular contractions on the lower part of their body, known as the foot. This technique allows them to overcome obstacles by slowly stretching their sole. Their average speed varies between approximately 0.12 and 0.5 inches per second, depending on the species and environment. At that pace, traveling 1 mile would take between approximately 10 and 50 days. Their movement is slow but efficient for their size and purpose. The Carrot House is located in Warsaw, Poland, and was designed by architect Jakub Szczecny. It measures approximately 36 inches at its narrowest point and up to 5 feet at its widest. It includes a bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, and living area distributed over 2 levels. Access is via a retractable ladder that also functions as a living space. It has 2 windows and translucent panels for natural lighting. This is a flying boat. In reality, it is an airboat suspended from a paraglider. These boats are powered by an aviation propeller that allows them to navigate and fly. The mini cheetahs were developed by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge, United States. They are quadruped robots capable of performing backflips and moving with agility. Their maximum speed is approximately 5 miles per hour. They are considered the first 4-legged acrobatic robots. The project aims to advance dynamic and adaptable robotic locomotion. These are 2 polar bears swimming over a glass tunnel at the Assiniboine Zoo, located in Winnipeg, Canada. The exhibition is part of the route called Journey to Churchill, inaugurated in the year 2014. The tunnel allows visitors to observe the animals from below as they move through the water. The sago palm, scientifically known as Cycas revoluta, is an ornamental plant native to southern Japan. Although it is commonly used in decoration, all parts of it are toxic, especially the seeds. They contain compounds such as psychosin that can cause vomiting, diarrhea, weakness, and severe liver damage. It is particularly dangerous for pets, which often find it appealing. The mortality rate in animals can reach 50%. In humans, severe cases are rare but require immediate medical attention. Spin Launch is an American company that develops a space launch system based on kinetic energy. It uses a vacuum-sealed centrifuge to accelerate vehicles to speeds close to about 4,970 miles per hour. The projectiles are designed to withstand extreme forces without being conventional rockets. After launch, they ignite engines at about 37 miles of altitude to reach space. The system aims to reduce fuel use and lower the cost of orbital access. Desert locusts, such as Schistocerca gregaria, are an agricultural pest capable of traveling up to about 93 miles per day. In large swarms, they can consume the equivalent of what about 35,000 people eat in a single day. These insects move in massive groups and devastate crops within hours. Their economic and food impact is severe in vulnerable regions. Control requires constant monitoring and rapid response.
Japanese artist Masataka Shishido, also known as DJ Do, creates hyper-realistic objects that simulate parts of the human body. Among his works is an eye with a mechanism that allows it to open and close. He has also designed a mouth with teeth, a nose, a navel, and other bodily elements. He uses materials such as silicone and resin to achieve extreme realism. Some of these objects function as coin purses, dice, or USB devices.
The Diomede Islands are located in the Bering Strait between Russia and the United States. Big Diomede belongs to Russia and is uninhabited. Little Diomede is part of Alaska and has a small community. They are separated by a distance of approximately 2.4 miles. The international date line runs between them, creating a time difference of 21 hours. In winter, the sea can freeze, but crossing it on foot is illegal.
In New York, United States, the government decided to destroy off-road motorcycles confiscated for use in illegal activities. In June of 2022, an excavator crushed 92 vehicles as part of a campaign led by Mayor Eric Adams. Authorities explained that many of these bikes, if donated or resold, ended up back in the hands of offenders. The destruction seeks to prevent their reuse and send a clear message about law enforcement. The Bailong elevator, located in Zhangjiajie, China, has a total height of approximately 1,099 feet and is considered the tallest outdoor elevator in the world. It is built alongside a cliff and connects areas of the Wulingyuan Park, designated a World Natural Heritage Site. Its usable travel reaches about 1,070 feet and offers panoramic views through its glass walls. The elevator leads to an observation deck from which unique rock formations can be seen. The park is composed of thousands of sandstone pillars, some up to about 656 feet tall. This is the Russian skydiver Alex Pekov jumping from one of these stone pillars. The giant Pacific octopus, Enteroctopus doflini, is the largest known octopus species, with specimens reaching up to approximately 29 feet 6 inches in length. It lives in the cold waters of the North Pacific, from Alaska and Canada to Japan, Russia, and Korea. Its life expectancy is 3 to 5 years, making it one of the longest-lived octopuses. Females can brood up to 100,000 eggs, arranged in strings inside protected shelters. The air penguins are flying robots developed by the German company Festo as part of its Bionic Learning Network initiative. They are shaped like penguins and float thanks to a helium-filled blimp that allows them to move through the air. They operate autonomously within an enclosed space without the need for external control. To avoid collisions and stay within boundaries, they use ultrasonic transmissions that allow them to orient themselves. The system recognizes their position and adjusts their movements in real time. This is the city of St. Petersburg in Russia, known for its imperial and religious architecture. The onion-shaped towers seen on several churches are bulbous domes typical of the Russian style since the 16th century. Although more representative in Moscow, they are also present in St. Petersburg. These domes derived from Persian and Mongolian influences, and their design helps snow slide off. They also appear in Islamic architecture of Central Asia and in German and Austrian Baroque. In the original Byzantine tradition, they were not common, but its influence contributed to their adoption in Eastern Europe. In April of 2025, severe flooding affected Western Tennessee. A family near Ridgely built a sand berm wrapped in plastic around their house. The structure reached up to approximately 8 feet 10 inches in height and completely protected the home. Brothers Tucker and Justin Humphrey used an excavator and techniques passed down from their father. They relied on previous experiences to calculate the necessary height. These are baby snakes that may belong to the species Oxybellus fulgidus, known as the green vine snake. They are native to Central America and northern South America and can reach up to about 6 feet 7 inches in length. They are distinguished by their slender bodies and a pointed aerodynamic head. They are not venomous to humans, but their saliva contains toxins that immobilize their prey. They have specialized rear teeth to inject this substance. Their diet mainly includes mice and lizards. They inhabit forested areas and are experts at camouflage among foliage. Carom is a traditional board game from South Asia, similar to billiards, played with discs propelled by a striker. It can be played by 2 or 4 people in singles or doubles. Players must remain seated and use only one arm to shoot. The pieces are divided into white, black, and a red one called the queen. The queen has special value and must be followed by one of the player's own pieces for the capture to count. The board has corner pockets where the pieces must be sunk. The rules vary depending on the governing federation. Purnululu National Park is located in the Kimberley region of Western Australia, more than approximately 1,240 miles from Perth. It is known for the Bungle Bungle rock formations, composed of sandstone towers with alternating bands of gray and orange. The orange color comes from iron oxide, while the gray is due to colonies of cyanobacteria. These structures were formed through erosion processes over millions of years. In Elma Viri, Sinaloa, there is a cave inhabited by thousands of guano bats. Every evening, they emerge in large clouds to hunt insects. This spectacle occurs between May and October. In winter, they migrate toward warmer areas of the country. Their exact destination is not fully documented. It is believed they seek better conditions for feeding and reproduction. The phenomenon is a unique natural attraction in the region. Ant farms made with gel are educational structures that allow observation of the behavior of these insects without the need for external feeding. The gel contains nutrients and moisture, although not all species survive well in this environment. Traditional ant farms require humid, dark, and cool environments to keep the colony active. The diet of ants varies by species and includes fruits, nectar, insects, seeds, or proteins. Sherp vehicles are amphibious all-terrain machines designed in Ukraine by Quadro International. They are built to handle extreme terrains such as snow, mud, ice, and water. Their ultra-low-pressure tires inflate or deflate depending on the terrain. They do not have conventional suspension, but their design provides great stability. They are used in exploration, rescue, and work in remote areas. A broken cable on a utility pole may seem harmless, but it is not always so. Many fallen cables are for telephone or data and do not pose a direct danger. However, if they are in contact with a primary electrical line, they can become deadly. Even insulated cables can transmit current if they are energized. A fallen cable should never be touched without technical confirmation. This is the Eastern Lion, a sculpture carved in Burma by the Chinese sculptor Dengding Rui Yao. It was made from a single redwood log and measures approximately 47.5 feet in length. The work was transported to Wuhan, China, where it is displayed in a shopping mall. It holds the Guinness record as the largest redwood wood sculpture in the world. Its size is compared to that of a sperm whale, although it is lower and wider. The carving took several years and required specialized work. Wire bonsai art is a sculptural technique inspired by traditional bonsai. Instead of living trees, copper, aluminum, or steel wires are used to form trunks, branches, and leaves. The leaves are shaped by twisting and stretching the tips with pliers, creating detailed forms. Wires of different colors are often combined to achieve more realistic visual effects. Although it imitates bonsai, it belongs to sculptural art, not botany. Recorded in the desert of Saudi Arabia, this is how oil emerged thousands of years ago. In the Middle East, 5,000 years ago, the Babylonians, that is, modern Iraqis, used it to waterproof their boats and for the construction of houses. In Baltimore, United States, a man was recorded transporting a box with bees, some of which managed to escape. A bee sting is usually harmless for non-allergic people, although it can cause pain and local swelling. However, receiving around 100 stings can be potentially fatal due to the accumulation of venom. In allergic individuals, even a single sting can trigger a severe reaction. The Goliath spider is considered the largest in the world by mass and leg span. It can reach up to about 12 inches, including the legs. It inhabits jungle regions of Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. Although its venom is not lethal to humans, it can immobilize prey such as frogs, lizards, and mice. The death of these animals is usually due to the strength of its fangs and digestive enzymes. The male golden pheasant, scientifically known as Chrysolophus pictus, is a species native to China and Burma. It is distinguished by its bright plumage with a golden crest, red body, orange cape, and bluish wings. It belongs to the Phasanidae family and inhabits mountainous areas and dense forests. The female has more muted colors for better camouflage. This species has been introduced to other countries as an ornamental bird.
In Tuluá, Colombia, a video was recorded of a heron that appeared to be suspended in the air. The phenomenon generated viral speculation, but the explanation was straightforward. The bird was entangled in a thin kite-like string, which created the illusion of levitation. Local firefighters confirmed the incident and carried out the rescue. The heron was taken to a veterinary center for recovery.
Borobudur is a Buddhist temple located in central Java, Indonesia. Built between the 8th and 9th centuries by the Sailandra dynasty, it is shaped like a stupa and is considered the largest Buddhist monument in the world. Although stupas are usually small and intended to house relics, it was abandoned around the 14th century, possibly due to the spread of Islam in the region, and remained hidden under vegetation for several centuries. In the year 1814, it was rediscovered by the British official Thomas Stamford Raffles. Its mandala-shaped design reflects deep spiritual symbolism, and its abandonment continues to be the subject of study. The slime robot was developed by scientist Li Zhang at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. It's composed of neodymium particles, borax, and polyvinyl alcohol, forming a viscoelastic substance. It can behave like a liquid or a solid depending on the force applied. Manipulated with magnetic fields, it moves through narrow spaces and envelops objects. Although it has been proposed for retrieving ingested items, it has not been tested in humans. The lunar roving vehicle was driven by John W. Young during the Apollo 16 mission in 1972. It was built by Boeing in collaboration with General Motors and had capacity for 2 astronauts. Its mass on Earth was approximately 463 pounds, and on the Moon it weighed about 77 pounds. Its maximum speed was approximately 8 miles per hour, and it was operated using a joystick with pedals for braking and acceleration. It was electric and designed to withstand extreme temperatures. Its design marked a milestone in crewed lunar exploration. The facade of the COEX shopping center in Seoul, South Korea, features a digital installation created by the company District. The work is titled Wave and simulates a giant wave that appears to crash against the glass. It was installed on a curved LED screen approximately 262 feet wide by about 75 feet tall. This anamorphic illusion has become a reference point for digital public art in Asia. Rotary shears are designed to shred different types of metal, including bicycles, motorcycles, and engines. They operate with low-speed rotating shafts that generate high torque. Interchangeable blades cut and fragment tough materials. Companies such as Forak and Pack Machinery manufacture industrial models for heavy scrap. Hydraulic versions also exist depending on the volume of waste. These machines are used in recycling and metal processing. When a grape is submerged in supercooled water, meaning water that has been cooled below 0 degrees without freezing, the immediate formation of ice crystals is triggered. This phenomenon occurs because the grape introduces a physical disturbance that breaks the metastable equilibrium of the liquid. It is not necessary for the grape to be previously frozen, since the effect depends on the state of the water. Supercooling requires very clean conditions and the absence of vibrations to prevent spontaneous nucleation. Upon contact with the grape, the water begins to crystallize from its surface. The Soyuz rocket, of Russian origin, uses a 3-stage design with boosters that run on kerosene and liquid oxygen. In the first phase, 4 conical side boosters detach. Then the cylindrical central stage separates and continues the ascent. Finally, the Block I stage is activated, propelling the payload toward orbit. This design has been used since the 1960s in crewed and satellite missions. Its reliability has made it one of the longest-running systems in space history. German artist Stephanie Leuning is known for her ephemeral installations of colored foam in public spaces. She uses machines connected to tanks with water and pigments to generate large volumes of foam. Her work has been presented in European cities such as Dresden. The interventions often cover plazas, streets, or beaches, creating temporary landscapes. The foam dissolves without leaving toxic residues. Recorded in China, farmers pull on a rope over a rice crop. They are helping to pollinate the plants. The rope drags pollen from 2 rice varieties along a field to create a hybrid. In this way, production and rice quality are increased. The Al Marmoom track in Dubai is one of the main venues for camel racing in the United Arab Emirates. Since 2005, jockeys have been replaced by lightweight, remotely controlled robots. These robots include a mechanism that activates a whip, although not all have articulated arms. Camels can reach speeds close to about 40 miles per hour, while horses exceed 50. Owners usually follow the race in parallel vehicles. The use of children as jockeys was banned in several countries. On the beaches of South Carolina, especially in Garden City Beach, Mass strandings of starfish have been documented. This phenomenon occurs occasionally due to sudden changes in tides, strong currents, or temperature variations. Thousands of specimens can appear on the shore during these events. The project of Forest Year was created by photographer Samuel Orr in Bloomington, Indiana. Over 15 months, he captured around 40,000 images from the window of his home. He used the time-lapse technique to document seasonal changes in a nearby forest. The results show snow, budding, foliage, and natural transformations throughout the year. The climbing perch, Anabas testudinus, is a fish native to South and Southeast Asia, including India and China. It has an accessory organ that allows it to breathe air and survive out of water for several days, if kept moist. It can move across land in search of new pools, traveling up to approximately 590 feet in a single night. Its movement is crawling, supported by its pectoral fins and body undulations. Although it exposes itself to predators during these journeys, its resilience allows it to colonize temporary environments. This is a flooded Turkish toilet with fish. It is possible that the fish arrived through the drainage system during a flood. This could occur if the drain is connected to a river, lake, or canal without check valves. Water pressure and local infrastructure influence this type of phenomenon. In Ratnagiri, India, bubble-blowing crabs have been observed digging burrows in the sand during low tide. These animals, native to Indo-Pacific regions, filter the sand in search of food and leave small pellets as residue. When the tide rises, they take refuge in their tunnels, where an air bubble forms that allows them to survive underwater. The Montaña Mágica Hotel is located in the Huilo Huilo Biological Reserve, near Panguipulli, Chile. It is shaped like a mountain and covered with vegetation, with the water flowing from the top down its facade. The structure combines local materials, mainly handcrafted wood. Water flows over the surface of the hotel, including the windows. It features a suspension bridge as part of its access and was designed as a tourist attraction in the midst of nature. This is the La Jumante Lighthouse, located on the coast of Brittany, France, on a rock near the island of Ussant. It became famous for a photograph taken from a helicopter on December 21, 1989. The image shows the lighthouse keeper Theodore Malgorn, who went outside upon hearing the helicopter, believing it was his rescue. At that exact moment, a giant wave struck the back of the lighthouse. The photo was captured by Jean Guichard and became iconic. The lighthouse faces extreme conditions from the Edoai Sea. Reflecting Motion is a kinetic installation created by Patrick Schern, an American artist and founder of the studio Poetic Kinetics. It was presented at Union Station in Kansas City in May of 2019. The work is part of the Skynet series, known for its floating structures that react to the wind. It is composed of more than 78,000 holographic ribbons suspended in a monofilament net. At a farm in Kerala, India, eggs with green yolks laid by local hens were documented. The phenomenon was observed in the year 2020 by farmer Shihabuddin. Researchers from the Kerala University of Veterinary Sciences attributed the color to diet, especially regional herbs. Although unusual, the eggs were edible and posed no health risks. In San Francisco, United States, the Golden Gate Bridge features a movable system called the Road Zipper. It consists of a chain of concrete and steel barriers that shift laterally using a specialized vehicle. This zipper truck adjusts the number of lanes according to traffic flow. The system was installed in 2015 to improve road safety and helps reduce the risk of head-on collisions without interrupting traffic. The Whipping Girl sculptures were created by Welsh artist Laura Ford and are installed at Jupiter Artland near Edinburgh, Scotland. The work consists of 5 figures of girls with their faces covered by hair, in poses that evoke sadness and isolation. The sculptures are distributed among trees and paths, creating an unsettling atmosphere. In the Red Sea, fluorescent corals have been documented in low light zones between approximately 197 and 492 feet deep. This is not bioluminescence, but fluorescence, an optical response that may favor photosynthesis. Although its function is still under investigation, these proteins are believed to help channel light to symbiotic algae. In rural areas of India, there are traditional healers who treat fractures, sprains, and dislocations without formal medical training. Their knowledge is passed down orally from generation to generation. They use bandages, massages, and local herbs as part of their practice. Although not officially regulated, they are popular due to their accessibility and low cost. Its camouflage imitates dry leaves, allowing it to hide effectively among ground litter. This adaptation protects it from visual predators such as birds and reptiles. When it feels threatened, it spreads its wings, displaying patterns that resemble eyes, simulating the face of a larger animal. This visual defense mechanism can intimidate potential attackers. The pool car was devised by Australian YouTuber Michael Philippou in Adelaide, Australia. He used a modified Ford Laser designed to hold water inside. The dashboard and ignition were placed outside, while the interior was sealed to prevent leaks and isolate the engine. Passengers wore goggles and oxygen tanks to breathe underwater. It moved at low speed in a straight line, likely using a pedal brake. So-called balcony windows are prefabricated systems that combine vertical opening with integrated railings, simulating a small balcony. They are installed in a manner similar to a conventional window or skylight, although they may require structural adjustments. Their design allows increased light and ventilation without modifying the facade. America, especially areas such as Guyana and Brazil. Nimitz-class aircraft carriers use anchors that weigh close to approximately 66,139 pounds, comparable to the weight of several adult African elephants. Each chain link can exceed 110 pounds. The total length of the chain can reach more than approximately 1,312 feet. These dimensions allow the vessel to be secured under extreme conditions. The anchoring system is an essential part of military naval engineering. In May of 2020, Congolese designer Anifa Mvwemba presented a virtual fashion show for her brand Hanifa. Each outfit appeared in 3 dimensions against a black background, simulated as if worn by invisible models. The collection presented was called Pink Label Congo, inspired by her country of origin. The whale sculpture was installed in Bruges, Belgium, during the Art Triennial of 2018. It was created by the American Studio KCA, founded by Jason Klimowski and Leslie Chang. The work stands more than 33 feet tall and is made from approximately 11,000 pounds of plastic waste collected from the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Its design represents a whale emerging from the canal as a symbol of human impact on marine ecosystems. The project seeks to raise awareness about ocean pollution through public art. The walk-along glider is a lightweight model designed to fly on an updraft generated by a moving surface. It does not use propellers or movable fins, but rather a fixed structure that allows stable gliding. It is made from materials such as paper, cardboard, or polystyrene foam. Its weight is usually several grams. Flight is achieved through dynamic lift, without engines or remote control. It is used in educational demonstrations and aerodynamics experiments. In Tokyo, Japan, there are automated underground bicycle parking facilities known as EcoCycle. These systems allow bicycles to be stored underground in just a few seconds, freeing up surface space. The monthly rental cost around $25. Each bicycle carries a tag linked to a smart card that the owner uses to retrieve it. In the United Kingdom, several cows were recorded jumping over a white line painted on the asphalt as if it were an obstacle. This behavior is attributed to their limited visual perception, which can cause them to confuse flat markings with raised objects. At a gas station in Massachusetts, United States, a failure in the fire suppression system was recorded. In these environments, extinguishing fire with water can be dangerous due to the presence of flammable liquids such as gasoline. For this reason, dry chemical powder or foam extinguishers are used, which smother the fire without dispersing the fuel. These systems are designed to act quickly and minimize damage. Recorded in Nepal, this is the Kushma Gyati Suspension Bridge, a pedestrian structure that connects Kushma in the Parbhat district with Gyati. It has an approximate length of about 1,129 feet and rises around 384 feet above the Modi River. It is one of the highest bridges in the country. In several countries, tilting or telescopic poles are used to facilitate maintenance of equipment installed at height, such as lighting fixtures, surveillance cameras, and antennas. These systems allow the pole to be tilted or lowered without the need for cranes or ladders, reducing workplace risks and operational costs. In Chongqing, China, there is a spiral road built on Tianlong-Natan to adapt to the topography without significantly altering the terrain. Although some call it the Tianlong-Tiao Circular Bridge, that name is not officially registered. The structure allows traffic in elevated areas with tight curves. In June of the year 2020, a magnitude 7.5 earthquake struck Mexico and caused a rooftop swimming pool on a building in Mexico City to overflow. The water poured down the facade like a waterfall. A similar case occurred in Manila, the Philippines. A magnitude 6.3 earthquake caused water from a pool atop the Anchor Sky Suites building to spill over. The Flynova Pro is a spherical flying toy with an internal propeller designed to perform boomerang-like movements. It is made of flexible and safe materials such as ABS plastic. In June of 2021, a parked car was swallowed by a sinkhole in Ghatkobar, Bombay, India. The collapse occurred after heavy rains affected the area. The ground had been covered with concrete over an old well, which facilitated the collapse. Recorded in a region of the northern Atlantic Ocean, an oil tanker moves through circular ice formations, known as pancake ice. These structures originate when small pieces of ice repeatedly collide, rounding their edges through friction and wave action. The phenomenon occurs in cold seas and is common in the Arctic, Antarctica, and occasionally in parts of the North Atlantic. Pancake ice can include frazzle ice and slush in its early stages.
This is a Tesla Model X opening its front door. It normally opens at an angle of 45 degrees, but if the sensors detect an obstacle, as in this case, it can open to 20 degrees.
In Canton, China, there are elevated roadways and urban tunnels that integrate vegetation, known as green tunnels. These works seek harmony with the urban environment, combining functional engineering and landscape design. A video shows a man creating an image of La Gioconda using a semi-automatic nail gun. The original work, known as the Mona Lisa, was painted by Leonardo da Vinci starting in 1503. It is estimated that he worked on it for more than a decade, although he never considered it finished. The portrait is done in oil on poplar wood. This is how a three-part artistic gelatin dessert is made. The flowers are small gelatin pieces. These are prepared in advance by injecting vegetable coloring. They are placed between two bowls, submerged in a new gelatin mixture. Once cooled, a final gelatin mixture of a different color is poured. The Space Shuttle Endeavour carried out its final mission, STS-134, on May 16, 2011, from the Kennedy Space Center. During launch, the boosters accelerate rapidly and reach speeds close to about 3,479 miles per hour. The solid-fuel rockets separate approximately 2 minutes after liftoff. This separation occurs at an altitude of around 28 miles. The propulsion system includes main engines and auxiliary rockets that operate together. Recorded in the United States, this aquatic spectacle shows jets of water that appear to collide with each other at mid-height. This type of effect is possible in choreographed fountains through pressure systems and digital programming. The Crabster CR200 is an underwater robot developed by the Korean Institute of Ocean Science and Technology. It was designed to explore the seafloor under high turbulence conditions. Instead of propellers, it uses 6 articulated legs that allow it to walk like a crustacean. Its structure enables it to grip the seabed with stability. It has claw-like mechanisms to manipulate objects underwater. It can operate at depths of up to approximately 656 feet and transmit images in real time. The peacock spider belongs to the genus Miratus and is native to Australia. Males perform a courtship dance by raising their colorful abdomen and spreading lateral structures that resemble wings. This visual display serves to attract females and can also intimidate predators. Its size is tiny, with an average length of approximately 0.2 inches. These spiders are part of the jumping spider family, known for their agility and sharp vision. In Rabat, Morocco, serving tea is a tradition rich in symbolism. Servers pour it from high above the arm into glasses on a low tray. This technique aerates the beverage and enhances its flavor. Tamul Waterfall is located in the municipality of Aquismon, within the Huasteca Potosina region in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. It is the highest waterfall in the state, with an approximate height of about 344 feet. It is formed by the junction of the Gallinas River with the Santa Maria River, which from that point becomes the Tampaón River. The German brewery Kloster Brauerei Neusel developed in 2023 a powdered beer that dissolves in water. The product was created to reduce the environmental impact of transporting liquids. The mixture includes malt extracts and encapsulated carbon dioxide. Filmed in Tokyo, Japan, this demonstration of traditional archery is known as Kyudo. Kyudo means the way of the bow and has roots in samurai combat techniques. Over time, it evolved into a spiritual practice influenced by Zen. It is a discipline that seeks precision, calm, and concentration. Dudinka is a Russian city located in Krasnoyarsk Krai, near the Arctic Circle. Its climate is extreme, with long winters and very low temperatures. It is an important river port on the Yenisei River, accessible to seagoing vessels. Although severe urban freezing has been recorded, such as in 2015, the city remains inhabited and operational. A regular soda can sinks, and a diet one floats due to the difference in density. This is due to the sugar content. In the regular version, sugar increases mass without changing volume, raising density. Regular Coca-Cola can have up to 1.4 ounces more than the diet version. According to Archimedes' principle, an object floats if its density is lower than that of water. That is why the diet can remains on the surface. The Taiwanese player Chen Sanyuan became famous for mounting dozens of cell phones on his bicycle to play Pokemon Go. This augmented reality game, developed by Niantic, uses real-world maps to place virtual creatures. Players must physically move through their surroundings to capture Pokemon and participate in battles. Chen came to use more than 60 devices simultaneously. This video was filmed in Yemen and shows an intensely red sky. The phenomenon occurs due to a sandstorm combined with sunset. Dust particles scatter sunlight into reddish tones. This effect is explained by scattering. Sandstorms are common in desert regions, such as Yemen. When they coincide with sunset, the sky takes on dramatic colors. This place is Cañuelas in Buenos Aires, and these birds are starlings. They are native to Europe and Asia and arrived in Argentina in the 1980s. Since then, they have reproduced rapidly in the Pampas region. Their expansion has been so intense that they are considered a pest. They compete with native species and cause damage to crops. In September of 2022, during a match in Japan, an unusual gesture occurred. Referee Nobutsugu Murakami was retiring after a long career. To bid him farewell, the players formed a guard of honor. One of them intentionally took off his jersey. In this way, the referee showed him his final yellow card according to the rules. Both smiled after the symbolic gesture. Ocado is a British online grocery company with no physical stores. In Andover, England, it operates one of its most advanced automated centers. It uses a robotic system called the Hive to prepare orders. Hundreds of robots move across a grid to organize products. The toroidal smoke vortex recorded in Ciudad Obregón, Mexico, shows an uncommon physical phenomenon. It forms when gases or smoke are expelled from a narrow source, such as a chimney or exhaust. The circular structure is maintained by the internal dynamics of rotating air. Although similar phenomena have been observed in volcanic emissions, this case appears to be of industrial origin. Tigers in captivity allow researchers to study their biology, behavior, and health. This information is useful for conservation programs. In addition, zoos fulfill an educational role. Seeing tigers in person can generate interest and awareness about their protection. Ice stupas are conical structures designed by the Indian engineer Sonam Wangchuk in Ladakh. They are formed by channeling unused water during winter so that it freezes vertically. This technique makes it possible to preserve ice until spring in arid, high-altitude regions. As it melts slowly, the stupas release water for crops. Their pyramidal shape reduces sun exposure and extends the duration of the ice. These mountains are known as Vinicunca or Rainbow Mountain, located in the Andes of Peru. Their colors come from different minerals, such as iron oxides and carbonates. These formed through geological processes millions of years ago. Erosion and climate revealed the sediment layers. The Andes arose in the Cenozoic era due to the collision of tectonic plates. The fish known as boda in Japan corresponds to the mugilid Mugilcephalus. In certain Japanese coastal regions, these fish can form large aggregations. The massive accumulation may be influenced by changes in water temperature. Concentrations of mugilids are common in warm, shallow areas. At the intake of an aircraft engine, a small visible vortex can form when it is running on the ground. This phenomenon occurs due to the strong pressure gradient that draws in air and particles from the surroundings. It is sometimes seen as a swirl of air or vapor. Snow rollers are formations that resemble rolls of grass. As they move, the layer of snow rolls onto itself, forming cylinders. For them to form, conditions must be very specific. This is a supposed infinite loop of watering cans, but the video is fake. The sequence shows a system that defies basic physical laws. A nearly empty watering can cannot expel water with pressure without an external source. In addition, the first watering can maintains a constant level while transferring water, which is impossible without replenishment. This vehicle is the Jeep Wrangler Loco Hawk, modified to run on steam. It was developed as an experimental project in the United States. It uses a steam engine connected to a 6-speed manual transmission. Its water tank allows it to travel around 1.5 miles. It reached speeds close to 31 miles per hour. These animals are alpine ibex, a species of wild goat from Europe. They have been seen climbing almost vertical walls at the Singino Dam in the Antrona Valley, Italy. They do this to lick stones in search of mineral salts. Their split hooves have pads that adhere to small irregularities. They also have short, strong, agile legs, ideal for climbing. Their excellent vision allows them to calculate safe routes.
In some agricultural regions, thousands of farm ducks are guided through canals to feed and move about. This practice is common in countries such as Vietnam, where ducks take advantage of the aquatic environment.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.